Hey, today I decided to film a video about how I feel about some of my gear. I did a shakedown on the approach trail and I just kind of wanted to run through some of this gear really quickly and just tell you how I felt about it. So let's get started. First thing, so when I first filmed my original gear video, I had the Gregory Maven 55 and I decided to switch it out because I got fitted at REI for it, but it didn't fit perfectly. The straps were a little bit too tall, so I had a medium and I needed a small, but REI didn't have any of those in stock, so I switched to the Osprey Aura. This thing was awesome, super comfortable. I really like the whole mesh backing that it has here. The REI associate that helped me told me that some people don't like that feeling, but I really liked it. It kept me warm. Obviously it's pretty cold right now, but it kept me warm, but not too hot. It had a nice breeze under it. And honestly, that's a lot of my gear. Most of my gear, you're gonna probably hear me say that a lot, that I was warm, but not too hot. But super comfortable. The strap's really nice. They have really thick padding. It has a lot of bells and whistles that I didn't use and probably won't. Another thing is it's heavy. So if I end up using this pack, I haven't decided because of the weight. It's just over 4 pounds. If I decide to use this pack, I definitely will take off the brain. But like I said, it's comfortable, and that's what makes me not want to switch it out, is because of how comfortable it is. And if you're having trouble finding a pack, this is so popular. Like, I see this pack everywhere, but I definitely recommend maybe checking it out and just seeing if it fits, because it is really comfortable. I really liked my sleep system. It worked out great. So, Nemo Disco sleeping bag. I got this because I'm a side sleeper and it was so comfortable. It was roomy, but not drafty or anything along those lines. It has this little thing that you can throw over you and cuddle with. Worked out really well. I slept with that and the Sea to Summit, I think it's 11 degree liner, and these two together kept me very toasty and nice and warm. One thing with this is I might end up actually switching it out, but it's not because of any inadequacy of the bag or liner itself. I did get cold in the very beginning, but I had a doctor tell me that one of the medications that I'm on actually affects body heat regulation. So I'm thinking that that probably was the cause. So I might have to get a warmer bag, but I'm going to keep this bag to use for people that want to come and visit me and hike with me on the trail when I'm out there, because it's a great bag. And if you aren't having issues with body temperature regulation, then it would work for you. It is a little bit heavier than enlightened equipment or anything along those lines, but it is a great bag. Nemo Elite pillow. I thought that this thing was so dinky when I bought it. I was like, it's so small, how is this even going to be comfortable? But it is. It's super comfortable. I really liked this. Nemo Tensor pad. Again, side sleeper. This worked out really well. One thing I did was I didn't blow it up all the way. I feel like I had a comment that told me that, and it worked out really well. I wasn't dipping or anything along those lines, my hips weren't touching the ground, but this kept me comfortable. I woke up not sore at all, and that's unusual. Whenever I've gone camping before, I've definitely woken up sore, but this kept me really comfortable, and it was a great system. My tent. I love my tent. I have the Tiger Wall UL2, and it's lightweight. It's super easy to set up. I had a lot of trouble in the beginning, but that was more a me thing than the tent thing. And if you're looking for a lightweight tent, it's super roomy. The only thing I didn't like about it was the vestibule. When you roll up one side, it just kind of droops a little bit, and the zipper on it. I didn't like the zipper either, but those are minor for me. I used a 20-liter Sea to Summit bag for my bear bag. This worked out great. I switched this out from the Sack because of how heavy it is. I am like so surprised at how heavy that ear sack is. I didn't realize it when I bought it just because it was so highly recommended. So I'm gonna use this guy and then just hike through. There's like a portion where you're supposed to use like, I think specific bear bags. I'm just gonna hike through that portion. This is my headlamp. It's the LED Linser. This thing's awesome. It's a pretty typical headlamp. It has red light. I think it was 400. I can't remember. But it worked out really well. I really like this because you can unclip it, and it has like a little clip that you can clip to yourself here or on your bag or anything along those lines. So that's really awesome. Trekking poles. So I have the Trail Buddies, and I really like these too. I was worried I was going to bend them or something was going to happen to them just because they're a little bit cheaper. They're not like Leckies, but they worked out great. The only thing is that I had to keep tightening them. So like every break or, lunch break, just when I got tired, anything along those lines, I would tighten these guys, and I just got into a habit of that. That might be really common for trekking poles. I'm not 100% sure. These are the first ones that I've ever owned, but just know that if you buy the Trail Buddies, you'll probably have to tighten them quite a bit. But if you get in the habit of it, it's not too inconvenient. I think I'm just going to run through some of my clothes just because I didn't mention those in my gear video. And yeah, first up is my fleece. This is just a Cotopaxi fleece. Worked well. I just had this fleece. It's definitely more expensive. I honestly think any fleece would work. You don't have to buy like a super expensive one. In fact, I ordered another one that has a higher neck and thumb holes, and I'll probably end up using that one instead just because a fleece is a fleece to me. These are the clothes I hiked in. This is it's like bay leaf, ball leaf. I got this on Amazon. Has the thumb holes, and it kept me dry. That was what I was looking for. It wicked away the sweat, but it also kept me warm, but not too warm. So I wasn't sweating when I was hiking, but it kind of protected me from that wind. So that was awesome. And these are probably my favorite clothing items. This is a wool blend legging, and I really like these. I actually hiked in these instead of slept in them. And they again kept me dry, kept me warm. I wasn't too hot or anything along those lines. I will probably actually end up sleeping in these instead of hiking in them and just buy like a synthetic blend. But the option is still there if I want to hike in these. This is the bra I used. It's an Avia brand bra from Walmart. I do not recommend this. It was super uncomfortable. It's not supportive, even though it looks like it would be. It has removable pads in it, which I think most people that wear bras know they like slip around and just are super uncomfortable. So definitely don't recommend this. Need to find a better sports bra. I hiked in Darn Tough socks. These are, I think, the full cushion ones. And I was worried that they would be too thick, but these worked out great. I love these guys. My feet were well protected. I don't have my shoes right beside me, but I wore the Topo Vibrams, and they were so comfortable. I'm so happy with my shoes. I hope that they hold up. I only hiked it was about 7 miles up. I stopped at a shelter, so I didn't go the next mile like to Springer Mountain. But I stopped at a shelter and then hiked back down to High Shoals Road, the second road when you're going up, and got picked up there. So I only hiked probably, 10 to 12 miles, if that. So I definitely need to test out my shoes more. But for the most part, at least for right now, they worked out great. Ex officio underwear. I think most people, these have been talked to death, but worked out great. These are minus 33 gloves that I got. They're wool. These were great. Kept me warm. They're pretty thin, so you could use these as a liner or just as like gloves to walk in if you're cold. I really like these, and if I remember correctly, they were pretty inexpensive. I got them on Amazon. The next two are just off-brand. I don't even remember where I got them, but this was my sleep shirt. I love these shirts with like the built-in neck gaiter thing going on, because you can cinch them. And then it had the finger holes, so I kept most of my hand warm as well. Definitely recommend getting a similar shirt if you're going to be hiking the trail in colder months, just because it kept me so warm, again, but not too hot. And then I just slept in some fleece liner leggings. These were great. Like I said, I'm probably going to switch them out for the wool ones just because I have them and I loved them so much. So yeah, I think that's about it. That was my gear and just kind of a rundown. I don't have anything super negative to say. I'm pretty excited. I'm a little sad that I might have to switch out my sleeping bag, but other than that, yeah, everything worked out great for me. So yeah, I did a shakedown on the approach trail and it was quite an adventure for me. I got sick. I had mild food poisoning. And then when I came back, I found out that I actually had bronchitis. I had COVID in November, so they think it was just something along those, it was caused from that probably, just some inflammation. But despite being sick, I really enjoyed myself actually. It was one of the most physically hard things that I've done, and that physical exertion felt good. So I will be back on the approach trail on February 21st, and I'm gonna do it again. That's how much I liked it. So it didn't deter me from trying the AT, and it didn't deter me from doing the approach trail again. So one thing that happened to me, and it could have been because I was sick or it could have been because I was moving so slow, was that I ran out of water. So I was carrying 1 liter. If you're a slow hiker, you're out of shape, you're not feeling well, I would definitely recommend maybe looking at carrying more water. There is a water source above the Amicalola Falls, if you look at Gut Hook, and then there's also some unreliable water sources. They were there when I went, but if they're unreliable, I wouldn't obviously rely on them. So I don't know when they start to dry up or anything along those lines, but definitely would have carried more water. So next time I go, if I can risk the weight, I'm gonna carry probably 2 bottles of water. But other than that, it went fairly well, and all my gear worked really well. So I'm excited. I'm pretty ready to go to the AT. Can't wait. In fact, the trail made me want to just go. I wish that I could have just went and not had to wait a month. So yeah. I might attach some clips. I didn't film a lot because I was feeling so sick. I really wish I would have filmed more, but I filmed like 3 or 4 clips, and I'll probably attach them to the end of this. They're not super interesting or anything like that, but might as well because I have them. So yeah, don't have much more to say than that. I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, hiking the approach trail. Those steps are one of the hardest things I've done in forever. Oh, I made it up them though, so that's good. But here I am doing my shakedown. Oh man, I feel really good actually. Even though I'm tired and my back is sore, I gotta go through my pack and lighten it. There's just no way I'm gonna be able to do the whole AT like this. But other than that, I feel good. Okay, I gotta start hiking more. Put down my phone. Okay, I just left the shelter. That was actually a good night's rest. I like that. A lot of my gear worked really good, so I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm heading back down to the visitor center to drive to the airport and come home. So yeah. I'm already having to take a break, and I'm only like a half mile away from the shelter. But today's a lot harder, but it feels really good. It's really cold here, and so at least I'm not like super hot or anything like that. But yeah, still trekking along. I got to use my Sawyer squeeze for the first time. It was pretty awesome. There's this like unreliable water source on the approach trail, and I got to use it on it. I'm pretty excited about that. Got to test out more than I thought I would be able to, so pretty cool. It's so pretty here. I can't believe how pretty it is here. It's starting to snow a little bit. Oh, I had to take another break. I just passed Old Bucktown Road, and next break that I'm probably going to take is going to be High Shoals, the second one that you pass when you're heading up the approach trail. It's the second one. So, whew. Yeah, this feels really good. I'm so excited to start the Appalachian Trail now. Here, I'll show you kind of where I'm at. That hill is all rocks, basically. I slipped a couple times even, but still really pretty. Oh man, this approach trail is killing me. Coming back down is like so much harder than going up. I think it's just because I'm tired. But, oh man, this approach trail is no joke. It is really fun, and I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did those steps. But it's hard, and it definitely shouldn't deter you from doing it, but it is a hard task. Like, yeah, when they say strenuous, they mean it. It's snowing. Oh, you can't see it really. I don't know if you can see it or not, but snowing on the trail. Almost down to the bottom, hopefully soon, and then, like I said, going to the airport and going home. I'm gonna miss this. I don't know if I can wait a month.